destructive deep dive podcast show. Let's dive in.
Okay, let's jump right in. There's a political story developing in New York City that's really causing some waves.
Yeah, it seems like these big city mayoral races, they always manage to throw some curveballs, don't they?
They really do.
Yeah.
And this one involves some very big names, and the stakes feel incredibly high.
Absolutely. So today our mission is really to unpack these recent twists in the NYC mayoral race. It's giving us a fascinating look at political strategy.
And public perception, too, right? How that gets shaped.
Exactly. In real time.
So we're going to dig into former Governor Andrew Cuomo deciding to run as an independent.
Yeah.
And maybe more importantly, the pretty explosive reaction from the current mayor, Eric Adams.
Who is also, interestingly, an independent candidate himself now.
Right. So we'll look at the context, the accusations flying around, what the polls are saying. Basically, we want to help you get a quick grasp on the key dynamics here.
And just so you know where we're getting this, all our insights today are pulled from excerpts of an article that just came out yesterday, July 14th, 2025. It's titled, Adams Blasts Cuomo's Latest Decision in the NYC Mayoral Race.
Okay, so the catalyst for all this. It's Andrew Cuomo's independent bid for mayor. But this didn't just appear out of thin air, right? There's some immediate backstory.
No, not at all. The key thing here is that this decision, it comes directly after he lost the Democratic primary.
To Zohran Mamdani.
Zohran Mamdani, yes. So running as an independent, well, it's clearly his next move after that primary defeat.
And it sounds like he has a pretty, let's say, bold plan attached to it. The article says he plans to ask all the other candidates.
Right, except Mamdani, of course.
Except Mamdani, yeah.
Yeah.
To drop out by mid-September if they're not in the lead. I mean, what does that tell us? Is that confidence or maybe something else?
It's definitely a high-stakes gamble. It suggests a strategy, maybe the only strategy he sees, to consolidate everyone who isn't voting for Mamdani.
Trying to force a two-way race.
Essentially, yes, it's aggressive. High risk, potentially high reward, especially when you see how Adams reacted.
And Adams' reaction was pretty immediate and strong. The New York Post quoted him saying, "Are you kidding me? I didn't lose in the primary." That's about as clear a rejection as you can get, isn't it?
Couldn't be much clearer, no. And that quote, that was just the start. His campaign then released what the article described as a searing statement.
Searing, okay.
Yeah, directly accusing Cuomo of political double-dealing and really emphasizing, that he lost that primary by double digits.
And they didn't just leave it at that, did they? The article mentions they brought up past situations.
That's right. They drew parallels, saying Cuomo was doing, and this is their framing, the same thing he did to respected leaders like Charlie King, Governor David Paterson, and Carl McCall, Assembly Keith Wright.
Wow. So they're really trying to paint a picture of a long-standing pattern.
It seems so. The campaign connects it directly to public trust. Arguing this kind of double dealing is exactly why, in their view, people don't trust him. They were very critical of his focus right now.
How so?
Well, saying something like, the people spoke loudly she lost, yet he continues to put himself over the #1 goal-beating Mamdani.
Beating Mamdani and securing the city's future was the line.
Exactly. Securing our city future.
And the statement also went into specific policy criticisms from his time as governor, right? It wasn't just about the current race.
Oh, yeah. They definitely listed some specific points. They brought up leading the charge on what they called a flawed bail reform law, arguing it made communities less safe.
Okay.
They also hit on the COVID response, specifically the deadly nursing home policies, which is, a huge controversy.
A major point of contention, yeah.
And they mentioned him signing the cannabis law with no enforcement plan, linking that to all the illegal smoke shops popping up.
So quite a list of grievances. It sounds like the Adams campaign is really trying to define Cuomo by his past actions. How do they wrap up that statement?
They basically said he's wasting time and dividing voters right now, especially when facing what they term a serious threat, an inexperienced opponent, meaning Mamdani.
And the final punchline?
Pretty much. He failed then, and he's failing New Yorkers now.
Oof. Yeah. The strong stuff. Is this level of attack normal for NYC politics, or does this feel particularly sharp?
Well, New York politics isn't exactly known for being gentle, but yeah, this feels particularly pointed. Listing specific policies like that suggests a really deep antagonism. Adams seems to see Cuomo not just as competition, but maybe as a real obstacle to stopping Mamdani.
Which brings us to the bigger picture. Where does everyone actually stand right now? What are the latest polls telling us amid all this infighting?
Yeah, the latest survey numbers are pretty revealing. Zohran Mamdani, the primary winner, he's currently in the lead with 35%.
35%, okay.
Andrew Cuomo is next at 25%. Then you have the Republican, Curtis Sliwa, at 14%.
And Adams, the incumbent mayor.
He's polling at 11% right now. Then there's attorney Jim Walden and another candidate, both at 1%. And significantly, 13% are still undecided.
Wow, okay, so those numbers really do scramble things. Mamdani described as an avowed Democratic Socialist leading the pack.
With a real chance, based on these numbers, of becoming the next mayor.
It really highlights how unpredictable New York politics can be.
Yeah.
You just never quite know.
Absolutely. And it puts Cuomo's independent run and Adams's fierce reaction into context, right? They're both fighting Mamdani, but they're also fighting each other pretty intensely. It complicates things for everyone involved.
So what about Cuomo's perspective in all this? He can't just be taking these hits from Adams without responding. What's his counter-argument? How's he justifying staying in?
Oh, he's definitely not backing down. The article says he's defiant, insisting he's in it to win it. He's quoted saying, "The fight to save our city isn't over."
And how does he address losing the primary? Does he just ignore it?
Not quite. His argument seems to be that the primary wasn't representative. He points out only 13% of New Yorkers voted in the June primary.
Implying Mamdani doesn't have a broad mandate from the whole city.
That seems to be the implication, yes. And he directly contrasts himself with Mamdani, saying something like, "My opponent, Mr. Mamdani, offers slick slogans but no real solutions."
Okay, so he's dismissing the primary results to some extent and attacking Mamdani's substance. But how does he plan to actually win? What's the strategy to get from 25% up to winning territory?
He talks about hitting the streets. He said, "Every day I'm going to be hitting the streets, meeting you where you are to hear the good and the bad, problems and solutions."
A ground game strategy.
Seems like it. He adds, "Because for the next few months, it's my responsibility to earn your vote." So it sounds like he's banking on direct voter contact, maybe trying to bypass the established party structures and Adams's criticisms that way.
Okay, so wrapping this up a bit. What we've really explored here is this incredibly complex political game unfolding in New York. You've got a former governor trying this unconventional comeback.
After losing a primary, yeah.
Right. And he's immediately clashing very publicly with the current mayor. And all this is happening while the person who actually won the Democratic primary, Zohran Mamdani, is leading in the polls.
It really throws the established political order into question.
It absolutely does. It's just such a stark reminder that political fights are rarely simple, alliances can shift, strategies get desperate. It forces everyone to constantly adapt.
And it really leaves you thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This deep dive into one very specific local race. It makes you wonder, in this era we're in, with so much political polarization, these kinds of unconventional candidacies and strategic power plays, how much do these individual moves, even just in a city election, reflect or maybe even shape the bigger, broader trends in how we choose our leaders and how political power is pursued across the country?
That's a really potent question to chew on, how the local reflects, or maybe predicts, the national.